Sec Plus, Net Plus. I think TikTok has made it a thing where, like, shout out to TikTok. Don't get me wrong, it's pros and cons, but baby, I feel like with tech, it's like everybody's getting Security Plus now. Everybody's getting Network Plus.
Do you think that could be because of the promotion of GovTech being, Security Plus being needed in GovTech?
I wouldn't say it's a golden standard.
I don't think so too, but
I don't think so. Let me say I don't think so now. Before, yes, I don't think so now, just because again, I think TikTok has made it a thing where you get a Security Plus, oh, you'll get a government job.
And that's so unrealistic.
So you guys don't have any password manager?
Policy,
Nothing. No policy.
No active directory.
That's crazy.
They hot.
Those
hot.
servers about to blow
At this point, how are they still running? How's that company still running? How's the organization still running?
I don't even
Outdated
know.
technology, no password expiration policy.
If nobody there sees the problem, it's just going to keep riding.
Like, you can be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So mastering something is actually very good too. But then you just have to diversify your portfolio in terms of your investments, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's also good to be a master of none, but a jack of all, because basically, I think that's what I am.
Because you always
I'm a jack of all.
Yeah, like, what do you need?
Like, there is somebody that's always going to be better than you at all the things you are.
You're definitely right.
Yeah, there is, but that is true. That's life.
And if they find that person, they can let you go.
No, because I think the way... Welcome to another episode of HackerProof HQ. And if you're not subscribing yet, I'm going to say this first. If you're not subscribing yet, please go ahead and subscribe to us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube,
Twitter,
everywhere we have. Follow us, please. And today we have Miss Remmy, all the way from Atlanta.
Hi, hello.
Remy is a cybersecurity engineer. She's getting her master's. She already has her master's, right? Correct?
Yes, I currently have my master's.
You're currently working on your PhD in cybersecurity.
Yeah, next year.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. I give a soft intro, so I'll pass it along to you to let us know about yourself a little bit.
Okay, so my name is Remington. I actually was born in Las Vegas. They call it Sin City.
Las Vegas.
Yes.
Okay.
Vegas.
Raised in Atlanta. I currently have my bachelor's in computer information systems with a concentration in cybersecurity.
Yeah.
I currently have my master's of science in cybersecurity, and I'm actually working on another master's just because of my company is paying for it.
Wait, 2 masters in cybersecurity?
Yes.
How did that happen? How did you
To be honest,
Yeah.
So to be honest, I actually don't have school debt. So like my goal was actually to go to school in tech and actually just go to school that I feel that's going to make me money. So I knew I was going to be a doctor. I don't like blood, so I knew tech was it. So yeah, I decided to do another master's just because the school that I go to, you kill 2 birds in one stone. And when I say that, you get a degree and then you actually get these certifications like your CISO, which is CYSA Plus, or your CISM, pen test. So yeah, that's exactly why I decided to do another master's.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about the process of getting a PhD? Like, what is required for you to go into, like, applying to a school for your PhD?
Well, every school is different. Some school may require you to have like recommendations, 2-letter recommendations, essays. So I currently will be attending Marymount University next year in doctoral information security. So for me, I just had to have 2-letter recommendations. You know, your transcripts from your undergraduate, which is your bachelor's and the master's program, and then just like a letter about yourself, like why exactly do you want to, attend Marymount University? What makes you a great candidate?
Nice.
What benefit is a doctorate playing in your career development? Because that would be a good question to know. Because usually people in cybersecurity, people who are in tech, don't really go for their doctorate.
Yeah,
exactly.
they reach their masters and they cut it off.
So I think for me specifically, so my long-term goal is a CISO. I think that will look great as the educational route because you get all in one. as far as like the business aspect and the technical aspect of it. And honestly, the money, like I feel like if you hold, it's like CERS. I feel like if you hold like a CISSP, they're gonna give you more money. So I feel like if I have my doctoral, and for me, it's like why not? If I know a job is gonna pay for it, because I'm always looking for a company for its benefits. Are y'all gonna give me a reimbursement tuition? Are you gonna pay for my certifications? So. Yeah.
Do you ask that straight up in an interview, or do you look that up before you apply for something?
I ask that straight in the interview.
And
at
the
end, that'll be like they have any final questions?
Yes.
So I'll just ask like, if you guys don't mind me asking, like what type of benefits do you guys offer? I'm a cybersecurity professional. I want to expand my growth and knowledge in this field. So I just want to know, do you guys have, reimbursement tuition benefits? So yeah.
That's it. And I know PhD, you do a lot of research. And so like, what would be your research like topic or concentration for your doctorate?
Like a thesis.
So I have I have a lot, but I think for right now, I came from law enforcement as a systems administrator, and I know this like cybercrime is not like big at all. So like when I say cybercrime, like child pornography or things of that situation, so they'll go straight to the GBI, which
what is the GBI? Because you're saying that right now, I don't even know what G means.
So the General Bureau of Investigation. So basically like it's a 3-letter.
So there's FBI, there's GBI.
Yeah, you have it's a lot, like FBI, GBI, you have Department of Security, DOD, all this other stuff as far as like 3-letter agencies. But for me, it's kind of like cybercrime units are not big in the United States. I know Russia has a major cybercrime unit. When I say cybercrime unit, you have your like domestic violence situations, like day-to-day what law enforcement do. But then if there's a like identity theft situation, it goes to the GBI, which means that your case will like be delayed longer just because you don't have an internal inside, cybercrime unit compared to, so that or probably like another thesis like older people. I know it's like big as far as like attacks and things like that. Like hackers like look at older people just because they don't know too much. So like people for Alzheimer's and dementia, people that forget or don't know, like what are some type of solutions or techniques could we help like the older people when it comes to identity theft and things of that nature. So yeah.
Okay, so, Remmy, let me take you back to the beginning. Like how did you come across cybersecurity, IT security? Like what was your journey? What inspired you to get into this field?
So originally, it honestly...
She said it already. Said the money.
Oh no,
yes, it is the money. But another thing was, so to be honest, I wasn't even a tech major starting in school. I was accounting major. The thing with accounting, we were actually like doing like assets, like all this other stuff on paper, and the numbers, it was just too much for me, to be honest. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to be a CPA, the numbers and all that. I'm good with math, but it was just too much.
Yeah.
So then, like, I said, okay, let me just try tech. Let me see if I like it. I ended up changing my major off the bat. It was just because I'm like, I don't want to do accounting. I didn't want to do biology. Tech was the only thing. I started interning, so I was actually an intern at Georgia Lottery Corporations, which people know in Georgia you get the Hope and Pell Grant off of and Zell Miller.
Oh, really?
So that comes from like when you buy a lottery ticket, it goes towards Hope and Zell Miller.
Say it goes towards Hope. Those are two foundations, right?
It's scholarship programs. So you have Hope. So Hope covers a lot of tuition for public schools, but every lottery ticket that a person buys, it goes towards a Hope. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. I didn't know this.
Yeah. So I was an intern there, and then for me it was problem solving and like challenging things. So I interned there for 3 summers, back to back to back. And then another thing was we had a career fair at Georgia State to see like a lot of like Indians and Asians have resumes front and back with experience, and they were younger than me. I'm just like, that kind of made me, and it wasn't a lot of women either. I seen only a lot of men. I'm like, something's not right. I don't see a lot of us here. So that was another reason as well. And then I found out that like being in tech is male dominating. It's not a lot of African American people or Africans or black people in general in tech. So gave me a different perspective.
Breaking barriers.
Yeah, you're going to break barriers. Yes, I mean, you want to be a CISO, so I mean, you're definitely trying to break some barriers.
So, going into your current position, you're a cybersecurity engineer?
Yes.
Okay. So,
that's my title.
So I know I know we want to ask this. I know people might not know what kind of tool sets you're using, but I would like to know exactly what kind of tool do you use to do your job to defend your company?
So let me say this. My title is actually completely different from what I do. So I would say my day to day is giving systems admin, system engineering. So I would say, like, for example, my day to day, we maintain and improve 80,000 servers. Some of them are Linux. We do VMware inside those.
By maintain and approve, are you approving it from, what are you approving it for?
So, like, we do patching. Okay. We patch some of the servers. Like, we have them on pack schedule. Some people, like, create automation scripting to help, like, just to help the efficiency of things go on. Like, we have P1 calls. We do health checks to make sure that our server's up and running. Okay. So that's why for me, I feel like it gets system admin, system engineering roles to me compared to, like
something cybersecurity. Yeah. Or
like,
so going through this, you're saying that system admin work. What would be a cybersecurity job that you would like to do?
I really want to do pen testing, ethical hacking. Okay. I currently will be taking my pen test in a couple of months. So, but I really want to do the hands-on. And to me, I always want to be well-rounded when it comes to things, because I feel like in tech, you could get by as far as, like, it's who you know, not what you know. Yeah. Right. But for me, it's very important of what you know. That's why I feel like all these data breaches and all this stuff happen, because a lot of people don't know what's going on. So, yeah.
And I also think, like, I believe that the hackers and, like, the bad guys are moving at a faster speed than we are. Because think about it, their whole job, their whole life is to hack into systems, it's to steal money, it's to do cyber crimes. They're not worried about the day to day. Like, we just do our job. We try to, like, keep up, but their whole life is this. And so I don't think we're moving as fast as they are, and we have the full passion and, like, intention to study these different loopholes like they do. So I think that's where it, like, really...
But do you know the sad part about this whole thing? Yes, the hackers are good and they are using automations and ChatGPT to help them do whatever. But 75% of what they do is human errors.
Yeah, it is.
And that's how they attack us.
And I can
give phishing emails and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So we can easily prevent it. Yeah. But, like, even though they are good at what they do, humans, if we take caution, we can also prevent it.
That's true. And
you say you got an example?
Yes, I was going to give an example. When I was in law enforcement, I was a system admin. However, I felt like I kind of, like, dibble and dabble just because I was, like, the site lead and I had that. But I was working for an MSP, so I was contracted for a law enforcement agency. Okay. And like I said, the police officers are not thinking about cybersecurity. They're thinking about on the road, day-to-day, things of that nature. When I tell you the infrastructure, everything... The company that I worked for, I'm not going to say its name, but it was literally horrible. Like, they had Juniper Aruba switches, like, outdated switches, even, like, phishing
Are they not getting audited, though?
No, most companies don't. That's a sad thing.
So they don't pay for auditing?
Like, legacy. They only use legacy systems because, like, it's cost efficient and the company has been using it for 20 years. So they know that this works and they don't want to change.
They don't even have an offboarding and onboarding process.
Right.
So there's old users from back then.
Yes, and they had 4 domains. When I say 4 domains, how you have, like, .gov.com. They had... I'm not going to say like a fire department.com, a police department, .net, a city hall, like...
And this is a governmental agency?
Yeah.
Jesus
Christ. And also, you have to think about it like this, right?
And that's why I said when you think about it, it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like, are y'all serious? And it's like, how are y'all? But then again, it's kind of like you have to have the right people and know what they're doing.
Right. A lot of people don't know what they're doing.
How do you have, like... the what is it called? The information security officer that currently was working there before he left. Didn't give it 2 weeks left. All the passwords and stuff was his like email. So when for switches and stuff, so he was using like passwords that you technically supposed to like leave behind for the next didn't have that, so we could not get into none of the switches, servers, things of that nature.
So you guys don't have any password manager? Nothing. No policy.
No active
that's crazy.
They have the chief of what is it called? Not chief of police for the fire department. I totally forgot the name, but
we can just keep going.
Yeah, so he was like, so he had literally like domain admin access and didn't even know. But a lot of them had it. A lot of like members, like just regular people, regular staff, employees had domain admin access.
And
Everybody had access to the access points. They were even using Meraki. They were using Unify or something. But it was outdated, and everybody had the password to the guest and the actual like secure network.
Please tell me they weren't using the default password that came out of the box. That's what they were using?
Exactly. They didn't change it.
That's crazy.
Password 123.
Whoever that company is, please fix your shit.
I'm not trying to be funny. Password 123.
Wow. That's...
No, this is why I'm so passionate about TPRM too, because I think that before, like, let's say a company wants to do business with you guys and they didn't do the proper due diligence and they shared their sensitive information with them, they're now putting themselves at risk with working with that company because they didn't do the due diligence. And that's why it's so important for companies to do these audits or to work with companies who have these audits. Yeah. Because of these, like, this is the.
Did they have a GRC team? Going back to that.
No, they didn't have. When I tell y'all dispatch is when you call 911, they go straight to dispatch. It was going down every 5 seconds. So think about but think about it. You need tech. Like, tech is literally like evolving. Like every company is using some type of tech.
Of course.
You're telling me that if I call 911. My life is on the line, and I can't even do anything in dispatch. It's going down every 5 seconds.
Dispatch is going down.
It doesn't make
a lot of companies are scared of
like
they even have fans for the like in the server rooms that it has to be like a certain type of temperature. Hot, boiling hot.
Servers about to blow
At this point, how are they still running? How's that company still running? How's the organization still running?
I don't even
outdated
know.
Technology, no password expiration policy.
If nobody there sees the problem, it's just gonna keep riding.
But it's stressful too because if you're hiring an MSP and you're expecting us to burn out the fire, take out the fire and everything, and you're going off on us because we're trying to, and they don't like change. Let me say that. Like, you have to have change. So we were trying to start back over, give them a whole budget of things like that.
Yeah, that's not going to go over.
They wasn't even having that. Like, we migrated them from Lotus Notes. I don't know if you guys want to know Lotus Notes.
It sounds familiar.
But it's an old email exchange server. Like, IBM doesn't even own it. It's a company in India that owns it now. And literally, we migrated them from Lotus Notes to Microsoft Exchange, like Office 365.
Wow, they were using
They didn't even know how to use Office 365. And was so upset. They didn't care OneDrive. They didn't, none of that.
So wait, this question is more related for Vicky because how does GRC work in terms of like auditing? Every company, public or not private, aren't they supposed to be audited at some point in their life? Like, do they just do whatever they do and
no one
they don't have
audits
any
the system
audits?
to make sure that
what's the laws and rules governing that?
There should be an information security policy that states how often audit needs to be
They didn't even have an ISSP.
So there's different things to it. One, like, not every company invests into having a governance program. That's one. And then two, even if they do invest into it, you have to pay, like, audits are very expensive as well. Like, you would have to audit, if you were to contract some of these consultants, it can cost all the way up to like $348,000. Like, and that's an exact number. Like, it's very expensive. And so if they don't see the value, if their customers aren't bugging them to get it, if people are still willing to share data with them and still do business with them and it's not blocking deals, because at the end of the day, business is about money. So if it's not blocking deals, they're not going to invest into doing those audits.
When does the government come into that to protect its citizens?
Its own data,
because these data can also be leaked to Russia, can be leaked to China, whatever.
So that's the major loophole, because that's what you also call insider threat. The fact that nobody in that company is enforcing and because that should have came from their GRC team or their governance team or anybody
compliance
at this point should have just taken the lead and just said we can't live like
or
this.
Or just have accountability.
But even if I were to go in there and yell and say like how you guys gave them a budget and everything and they're not budging to do it,
nothing is happening.
Exactly.
But honestly, it's a lack of knowledge too, because like working in law enforcement is different than corporate. Like in corporate, you have a manager for them. Like a budget or anything has to go through the municipality. So you have your like mayor and then like the people that's after the mayor. So it has to get approved up the mayor, but they don't. It's like it's a lack of knowledge. They don't know.
They don't know the loopholes
at all, and they have the money, but they're using their money. For example, they don't have onboarding and offboarding process. So you're telling me there's a MacBook that, one, why do you need a MacBook? One. But two, you're using a MacBook, then it's stolen or somebody took it home, but nobody knows.
Right.
So like all your money now is being allocated and all this other stuff towards technology equipment that you don't even know who's using it and where it's going. And that money could be for important stuff like having auditors come out and making sure that they're complying with everything.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. Like because it's a government institution, like I'm very shocked that there's NIST. I'm sure they were so just not in compliance with so much.
Right.
I'm so shocked. And then there's CCPA, there's GDP. I mean, they're not processing EU data, but like there's actual legal regulations that also require certain things.
So they have a regulation. It's called CISO compliance. CISO compliance. I forgot what it stands for, but it's for specifically the police department, like EMS and like first responders. They have to make sure like their network infrastructure is up to date and everything. I want to say they finesse because
that's what I was
can't
thinking
tell
too.
you
There's
how,
no way they're.
But they say a lot of law enforcement agencies are like that, and it's just kind of crazy because like, especially in America, I can't speak for like other countries because I know Russia is probably on its stuff, but yeah, it's very very crazy. So
I mean, they are the government, so if they just be like, you know what.
But this whole thing sounds so crazy to me because most of the policies are written by the government.
But think about
that's why it sounds crazy to me too.
So why don't they follow it? They write it, right? So they follow it.
You don't require security clearance to work in
it depends.
The police department or let's say the fire department, right?
Not necessarily if you're contracted. It just depends on what specifically that you're doing. But
well, USG.
Whoever that company is.
So if you want to work in law enforcement, baby, just. It's hell. Let me say that.
Oh, Lord,
it's
have
definitely
mercy.
hell. But I feel like it gives you opportunities to learn. Because like for me, I created an ISSP policy for them. They didn't want to use it, and it was something just to start them. And then if the information security officer decided if he wanted to tweak it, whatever, but they didn't care about none of that.
If the people are not following the processes, the policy is just a piece of paper.
Yeah. We just got the officers' body cameras.
Wow. You guys got the camera?
Yeah, like as far as like when it comes to police departments, they're supposed to be having body cameras. And that's what I'm saying. Something so
okay.
simple.
The body camera is not that they.
But the budget for them was too much. But you need body cameras, and we had to do like upload it to the cloud and things of that nature. It wasn't that much. It was super simple, but they didn't want to pay for it.
Right.
Sometimes if you don't see the use in technology, like normal people who don't have like that tech experience. If you don't see the use in the technology, then they don't want to get it.
We had to get them a whole bunch of new Cisco switches because when I tell you, I didn't even know what a Juniper or Ruber switch was. I'm not trying to be funny with you. I didn't know what Lotus Notes was. I've never heard of some of the technology that they use there. And I'm just like, when I tell you they have old panels, like outdated panels, I can't even explain it to you. Like, it's crazy. They literally have even old computers where they had Windows 7.
Was long,
but big towers. And then like I forgot the name of the USB, but like it's a circle for the mouses. Everything was just super old. Like it's crazy.
You know the thing? I feel like these organizations, they don't want to comply or do anything in terms of cybersecurity till they get hacked or some serious ransomware. Then now everything is like going crazy.
I'm telling you,
I don't know why it's always like
until something happens.
Then
they
hits the fun.
Exactly.
That's when they start rushing to get the consultants in there.
Thank you.
Help you fix my.
Thank you.
And at that time, everybody's charging you $1 million.
Like it's literally people that used to bring their personal laptop.
Everybody's charging you $1 million, bro.
I'll charge.
It was people bringing their personal laptop, literally plugging in directly into the network.
Really? And they're able to do that without
no issues,
control policy preventing it.
Wow. Insider threat.
Which state is this so we could go hack them? So another question. So you talked about you want to be a CISO. That's your goal. So long-term goal. So that's great, actually.
I know.
So
future CISO in the making.
So what are some steps I think we already talked about that you're taking to.
Yeah, she wants to do her PhD. And
I would say, of course, getting my doctoral, some management certs like the CISM, CISSP. But for me and my journey, I want to. That's what says long term for me. I'm not rushed to get in a manager position. I know the money's there, but I want to know what I'm talking about. So like, I want to get more networking experience, cybersecurity experience, because like at the end of the day, when I become a CISO, that's all going to fall under me. So like, it's more tools on the business side and technical side. But for right now, I want to do the technical part.
Is there like specific like organization and like clubs you could join to maybe give you more details and get you more ready for that CISO role that you're chasing in the future?
I haven't looked at it right now, but that's something I plan on looking towards the future. I listen to podcasts like CISO Headlines on Apple Podcasts and things of that nature. But currently, right now, I think that I'm just trying to get my foot in the door, get my cybersecurity experience, pen testing. I plan on even taking my CCNA just to go back to the networking.
Side.
Because the networking is very important. I feel like anybody can read definitions and vocabulary terms all day, but if you don't know how to apply, you don't know how to use it, it's useless.
Is there any tech organization in Atlanta that that you're in that also like is tech focused?
So currently, right now, just with school and a full-time job and being a house owner has been a lot. But there's diversity. You have women in tech.
Shout out to women in tech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blacks in cybersecurity.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to all of y'all.
There's a lot of tech events. I definitely go to tech events with a lot of my friends. I try to network. That's how I found about you guys. Try to like just be around like-minded people in tech.
That's true. That's how you grow. That's how you grow. You're around the same people doing the same thing, pushing the same goal.
Yeah, like Winter Tech ATL this year. I'll be going to GovTech in December.
Okay. Where's that located?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Well, there's the tech scene there is heavy.
Yeah, that's from what I've seen.
Chris from that area too, so
it's really
I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah. And okay, so when it comes to like tech conferences and networking too, like how do you pick where to go? Because I find that sometimes these conferences end up just being a lot of like fluff sometimes. Like, what
do you mean by fluff?
Like when I say fluff, but just like sometimes I feel like some of these networking events, like, you meet people, but then there's no follow-up, or like you go and the panel just tells you like surface level things, but nothing that can like tangibly go and apply in my life. And you paid all this money to go, or like your company sponsored you or whatever it is, but you feel like you didn't really change much. So like I want to ask you, like, how do you pick the ones you go to that's not that?
Well, I would say research, because they actually tell you who is going, like what days each panelist or like the panel who's going to be talking, their job description, what they're going to be talking about. Like for example, I go to Western Government University, also known as WGU.
Shout out to them.
They have conferences and things like that. Like they have an NSA virtual conference where they tell you like what like when their job openings will be posted and things of that nature. So I think it all depends on what you want to look for. For example, I want to go to GovTech because I know they're going to be CISOs for 3-letter agencies as far as like FAA, IRS, DOD, DHS, so on. But also just to connect, because I know like that's exactly, I want to be in GovTech. Like I want to get a clearance. I want to have that government.
So that makes sense for you to go there and network and put yourself out there.
And then after the fact, I'll exchange, like have a doc card or a QR code to get their information. And then I think that's accountability too. Like it's not all on them to reach out to you.
You also have to take
initiative to reach out to them if you like that's really what you want to do. Like, hi, I attended GovTech conference. My name is Remington. I liked how you do a recap and just wanted to put my name out there if you guys are hiring X, Y, and Z. So.
And can you get jobs at these conferences?
Some jobs have what is it called?
Hiring?
Yeah.
On-site
hiring. Some jobs, on-site hiring. Some of them do. I can't say all, but some of them definitely do. I haven't been to any yet, but I've seen some.
You can expect the line to be long for those kind of jobs, though. If there's on-site hiring, I'm betting everybody's going to
do that. Everybody.
Like college fair.
But I say to be early, to be on time. Get there super early. Like.
Don't be on African time.
Everybody got their resume and their certifications.
Yeah. Like and you're selling yourself. So what makes you better than the rest of the people behind you?
Exactly.
So because tech is it's so hard to get in right now. Like I understand that's all about who you know. Get your Sec Plus, Net Plus. I think TikTok has made it a thing where like. Shout out to TikTok. Don't get me wrong. It's pros and cons. But, baby, I feel like with tech, it's like everybody's getting Security Plus now. Everybody's getting Network Plus.
Do you think that could be because of the promotion of GovTech being, Security Plus being needed in GovTech? Everyone thinking the Security Plus is like the golden standard for getting into certification.
I wouldn't say it's a golden standard.
I don't think so, too. But
I don't think so. Let me say I don't think so now. Before, yes. I don't think so now just because, again, I think TikTok has made it a thing where you get a Security Plus, you'll get a government job.
And that's so unrealistic. It's so unrealistic. I don't like a lot of the rhetoric online because at the end of the day, I feel like they're glamorizing tech and they're forgetting that this is a real life job. Like this is not just
Speak.
I just do this. I take a 1 week course and then boom. Like it's a real life job. Like just how you would have to if you wanted to be a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher, or whatever it is. You have to put in time, develop yourself, apply, like interview, study. Like there's steps to it. It's not just a 1, 2, 3, boom. Like
and that's why I tell people if they get a job based off of somebody. Cool, but don't get comfortable because layoffs and all that stuff is real.
And that's the thing about this.
Literally further your education. Look at some certs, do some try hack me labs. I don't know. Learn the latest tool, Splunk, whatever it is. But don't get comfortable because I'm telling you, it happens.
I think it's just knowing the latest tool, the Gartner report, looking at what the top tools are, and just making sure you're really good at configuring those tools in terms of security needs.
Yeah, and the internet just made it very unrealistic, I would say.
But it's hard now. Everybody blows me up in my DMs. Oh, I'm transferring. I don't want to do. I don't want to be a heart surgeon, or I thought about being an orthodontist.
Yeah, like real life.
So much.
They made it seem too easy. But
that's what I'm saying.
I think one thing we could ask you to do is, can you let us know some of the ways, there's nothing easy in life, but what should you be prepare with to get into tech? What should be your preparation step?
I'm gonna be honest, like I know like it sounds so cliche because everybody talks about it. I think networking and security plus is very important. However, you have to actually know how to apply it. I'm not talking about just staying home and study Quizlet vocabulary terms. But if there's a real life problem, how would you handle it? So in that case, do labs, set up a VPN, a Kali Linux machine, Metasploit, Wireshark, or even Linux. Like Linux is really big. Learn some Linux commands, or even a lot of people do have Windows PC. Learn like the basics, like commands and the command prompt, or things of that nature. Like a little goes a long way, but actually know what you're talking about. Because like I said, I could sit here and go on Quizlet and learn Security Plus all day. All it is.
But you can't do that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Because I felt the same way, right? Go on my network plus, go on my Security Plus, go a job. But then I felt like I didn't know anything, and even the language they were speaking sounded new to me.
It was different.
But then, I had a lot of good people around me to help me through it. And also, I used to do try hack me, play with labs and stuff like that. That got me familiarized with the whole thing, so it helped me. But just studying books and thinking you're going to do the job is crazy.
It's like being a doctor. You can study human anatomy all day, but when it comes to actually operating on somebody, do you know how to do it?
Yeah, these are real life jobs. It's not just day in the life. Come with me. It's like it's not
your favorite tech girl.
Yeah, like it's not that. If you like, no shade to the TikTok people, but if you have like enough time to even do that glamorized like life of the day, then you're not working, or like you're not being realistic with
people. A lot of them got fired for that. I think there was a thing back then that said that all these people that were posting too much on TikTok.
Yeah, because they were probably spewing
posting too much about their job, and even literally like having their camera showing their teams or whatever code they got, and it's just kind of like
that's too much.
That you have to treat it like a real job.
At that point, they don't know security because you're revealing company information. Is even breaking the security policy.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's a real life job. It's not a day in the life.
So we spoke about cybersecurity a lot also. We never spoke about cloud. What do you think about the cloud? Like the whole cloud space. Shout out to the maker of this shirt right there. Says there's no cloud, it's just someone else's computer. So what do you think about cloud?
I can say cloud is very, very popular. Like you have AWS, Azure, Google. I think a lot of people are moving from on-prem to cloud because they're just paying, third parties and things of that nature. Just to do the work. I can say that it really, really is big. I'm actually not into cloud yet. I've dibbled and dabbled between Azure and AWS. You have like ServiceNow. But I think cloud is like really, really big, especially in today's like. I say that to say because let me just give an example. I have to give an example. My fiance's best friend, he's a ServiceNow developer. He literally told me and he makes awesome money, but he has contractors. So he told me he don't even know the basics. So you just literally could know about specifically just ServiceNow, and that's your day to day. You don't have to learn about all the networking and the other stuff, but just specifically for just that cloud platform, and that's all he does. Because I'll tell him something about something else, he don't even know what I'm talking about, but he only can speak to you about ServiceNow terminology, nothing else.
This work. That's people that specialize. They make the most money too in tech.
They make a lot of money.
The admin, right? Basically, to know everything around that too.
in terms of service now, you talk about the development part of it also, because it's developing different dashboards and different like sections, right? So that's it. That's I don't even know that offhand.
Yeah,
So
troubleshooting and all that.
That's all he does. But he makes and literally plays Call of Duty and do that.
shit.
And has like 3 projects and makes so much money.
Okay, so to follow up from that, right? Because I know somebody like that too. Do you feel like that's sustainable long term, or do you feel like it's better to, in your case, generalize yourself?
Good, interesting question.
I think it depends on what you want to do. Like if you're just trying to do it like right now, get your money, you got investments outside of tech,
then sure,
do it. But I always say nothing is not always there forever. So I always say if you're that type of person that's in tech and want to be well-rounded, then do it if you have a goal. But like for me, I want to be well-rounded because I know as a CISO, I'm going to have to be at meetings knowing exactly what's going to be talked about.
Yeah.
But after I decide I want to retire from a CISO, I wouldn't care about none of that stuff. But like for him being a ServiceNow architectural developer, he just wants to get property. He wants
So he has another goal outside of that.
So he don't want to be in tech too long.
That makes sense.
That's making him the most money right now. He's out here, has other investment. He already stated he don't care about the certs, going back to school, none of that. He already makes good money.
He's just grabbing his cash.
But to play devil's advocate, right? You can be a master of all trades. Like you can be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So mastering something is actually very good too. But then you just have to diversify your portfolio in terms of your investments, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's also good to be a master of none, but a jack of all, because basically I think that's what I am.
Because you always
I'm a jack of all.
Yeah, like what do you mean?
Like there is somebody that's always going to be better than you at all the things you are.
You're definitely right.
Yeah, there is, but that is true. That's life.
And if they find that person, they can let you go.
No, because I think the way
think about it.
Being a jack of all means I'm a jack of all in terms of I'm a subject matter expert in cloud. I know
know
GCP,
cloud, you know
AWS and Azure, so I can help implement security solution on all areas of all cloud service providers.
Right.
But in terms of being specialized in just one and just knowing like everything in there. Let me just stop talking.
I see a lot of job applications, even like you said, cloud. There'll be like acknowledgement of AWS, Azure, ServiceNow, all this other stuff. So
Funny guy,
I'm with the jack of all trade part.
What I was going to say next, I thought about.
You're right.
I just don't want to reveal too much.
I feel like most of us here are like jack of all trades because we cover different aspects.
Yeah, of course.
But I feel like being a master of something, it makes you so worthy to like other people because like. Think about it. This is the only person who can do this in the United States. Or this is the best person in the United States who can do this particular thing.
So what do you feel like you're a master of?
I don't think I'm a master of anything. I'm a jack of all trades, and currently I'm learning. I'm doing my master's.
But do you want to master something in general?
I think at one point I'd like to master something.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to master something. And I want to be the best at it ever.
Ever.
Yes, ever.
Ever.
Yes, finish.
But do you really truly feel like because I don't know. I just feel like, do you really truly feel like there's people out there that is a master like?
No,
I mean, like when it comes to like surgeons,
everybody doesn't know.
Like neurosurgeons, cardiovascular surgeons.
But in terms of tech.
No
one really knows everything. I don't think no one in tech.
I think there's people that are like when it comes to like app development, application security, like those really like those niches. I feel like there's people that have spent years there.
They don't know everything.
Of course not, but they're specialized.
That's what I think about masters. You know everything. Like
there are some masters in like when it comes to like hacking, and they could probably hack a system within 10 minutes.
Yeah, but it depends on what kind of information, because that goes back to pen testing.
Yeah, but
like, what information they have to the system.
But some of them you could give them like I forgot what they call that, but like nothing, no information. They'll just scrape the internet, find things like reconnaissance.
Data scraping though. It's not really hacking.
They'll do reconnaissance to figure out what they need to attack. Right? They'll do the necessary reconnaissance.
So they can figure out what they need for my password right now.
Yes, and like just like how she was saying that the company was using the default password. That would so be easy for them to like so. It depends, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, it's getting closer to the end of this podcast, and we'd like to give the guest of honor, time to speak about things she's working on in her own private life and bring some light into it. Is there anything that you want to, speak about? You talked about the Tech Thursday, something that you were doing,
Yeah, so I'm in a process. I want to start, I wouldn't say like a podcast, but it's called Tech Talk Thursdays, Tech TOK Thursdays. We're like
Tech TOK. That's nice.
So like TikTok, but
Tech Talk,
but Thursdays.
Someone takes that from you.
I'm in the process of trademark because Tech Talk is already trademark, but Tech Talk Thursdays is not, so TTT. But it's more of like me just interacting with other people, probably going to different states. I'm located in Atlanta, so like walking towards like Microsoft or like, you know, just interviewing people, like, you know, just giving advice and things of that nature. Because I'm the type of person, I don't have to gatekeep. I want everybody to succeed in this technology world. Because there's money to be made. That's one thing I can say. I don't feel like you have to work at Walmart, and you don't even have to have a degree. I'm not trying to be funny. Like, there's money to be made. So I think the tech industry is growing, especially for the Black people. Like, I want to like even tell students you don't have to go to a four-year university to be in debt. There's so many resources out there. Even Jason Dion, $11, $12 if that's what you want.
That's
to like
my guy.
get your cert. Jason Dion, Professor Messer, Mike Chappell. There's so many resources people really don't know about, and it's kind of like I'm that type of person. Yes,
I want to bring that information out there.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to you for that. So as we wrap this
TikTok
up,
Thursdays.
you know, we have old videos that you guys haven't watched, so please go to our YouTube and check out our old podcasts to learn more about tech, to learn more about how to get into tech, and just learn more about the different field in tech. And anything else from you guys?
I just want to say thank y'all for having me.
Of course, thank you for having me.
How do you feel about the process so far? How do you feel about being here? Just
I love it. Like literally, like y'all my sisters and brothers.
Let's get it.
Y'all tune in. HackerProof headquarters, baby. It's about to be live 500. It's the real deal.
Let's get it. We're dropping this soon, so you guys tune in. Make sure you like, subscribe, watch, and follow us everywhere possible. Peace.
Peace out.
Bye.
Thank